Hello, Jane.
Hi.
Mm. Yeah, looks like everybody is here, so we can start. Okay, so last time we learned about the group. Okay, so today we will try to uh, use that knowledge to help us to understand the group. Okay, so group usually is made of strings, and there's some cutting points, and there's qi, and there's territory and I space. So that's the definition of a group. And today we will start from a game review. Okay, so let's start from this game. Okay, so when we review a game, we try to evaluate, is this good step? Is this bad step? Why is good? Why is not good? What's the most important information we can get from here? So we need to ask question. And okay, so let's start. So black play here. Do you think it's good?
Yes.
Yes.
Not bad, not bad. There's no
It's like the best move.
probably good enough. Okay, and then white contact the black. So there will be some conflict because once there's a contact, there will be some conflict usually.
Oh,
Okay.
I think white is going to play a cut or tear because that would kind of increase black's territory and decrease your territory and decrease your chi.
So usually when two color contact each other, there will be several possibility for black. One is this one, 长. Another option is play. This one, it's 班. So basically there are two options, but both are acceptable for both players. So don't worry a lot because black goes first. So black should have some advantage in this area. But for white, try to survive is good enough. So let's see what happened. Okay, and so black choose ban, reasonable. Uh, there's a cutting point for black. So overall, black has two parts, two string. There's a cutting point, and this one has 3 qi, and this one has 3 qi. So that's the situation of black group. And for the territory part, probably this part will be the territory of black. So that's the situation right now. And then let's see what will happen. Okay, and white play here. This situation, and Jane, do you know the name for this situation? There's a situation for this.
Crosscut.
Cross cut. Yes, it's called cross cut. That means usually there are 4 stones. Everybody separate each other.
I would
And
call that like a railroad stop because that's kind of like, or the X because that's kind of shaped like an X, and when the railroad tracks go down, it's kind of shaped like that. So I'll call it the railroad tracks.
okay, but the official name, this one is called the crosscut.
Yeah, but
And,
that makes
and
two.
the important situation is everybody, you have two qi. So everybody is not very strong. You don't have lots of qi. So
Yeah,
two,
I
it's
see why
a small
that.
number. Okay, and then black play here. What's the name for this one?
Atari.
Atari, yes. And black changed the white qi to from 2 to 1. So
That's red alert.
white, red alert. So white extend 长 and increase the qi from 1 to 3. And now for black, you are separating to 3 parts. There's a cutting point here, and probably there's some territory in this area, but this black is separate.
Yeah,
So
that's
there are lots
probably
of conflict,
why.
and it's close combat now. And we need to find out the result of this close combat. Usually try to settle down the big part of your group. And if it's a small part, you may sacrifice it. Okay. And then black play this step, Atari again, and white extend again. And now for black, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 parts.
Yeah, there's a lot
This
of cutting,
part,
but there's a lot of territory at the moment.
this part has 2 cutting points, here and here. And so for black, there are lots of risk. You're separating into 4 parts with 2 cutting points. And for black, for white, you have 2 string and you're separate. So overall, it's a close combat situation.
Oh,
And
oh
for
yes, I think that white in the future is going to win because even though black has a lot of territory right now, white is going to get it because of the cutting points.
yes, if there are lots of cutting point, maybe the risk is very high.
So
So,
is that called double a cutting point, like double Atari?
mm-hmm. uh, yes, there's a double Atari, but this one, what's this called? And what does this looks like?
An X.
Tiger's mouth.
Tiger's mouse.
Oh yeah, a tiger's mouse.
And you usually we use tiger mouse to protect your cutting point. So for black, you have 2 cutting points, and you play here, and
Now
they
the
are
gun.
one tiger's mouse here, another tiger's mouse here. So this is double tiger mouse, and you protect your
So
2 cutting points.
so it's kind of a beehive now.
Yes, almost beehive. Beehive usually is made from capture. Tiger mouse, usually you have to do it by yourself. Okay, so right now, black is only, this is a very safe group because there's no cutting point. The cutting point is protected by tiger mouse. And if white play, you can capture it. White play here, you can capture it. And then this is like a hornet nest or beehive. And there are lots of hole and there's no way to separate. So this situation, black has only one group and another group. And this group is very safe. And that means your territory in this area is usually it's very safe. But
So,
there's still conflict. So you still need
because
to
of
continue.
that, I would say right now the black is actually winning because you don't have a lot of territory and you're kind of low on chi if you're speaking on the cosmic.
Black should get some advantage because you goes first, right? Okay, and then white's turn. White play here to try to increase the qi of this string and also decrease the qi of this one. Now this black has two qi. Is this black
Well,
in danger? Red, is this alert?
well, kind of.
Kind of, but because this cutting point is protected, so black is relatively safe. White cannot play here
So I
to
guess,
try to capture.
well, I guess it's not yellow alert either. I call like 2T yellow alert.
2T alert, but not too much. So black play here, decrease the qi of white. Now, how many qi for white string?
1, 1, 2.
2 qi. And now it's white's turn now. What should white do? And
Wait, you could play like D5, like a cut or something.
F3. F3.
Or
F3.
oh,
Yes, Eli, I
that
heard
would be
F3.
okay, but there's no point like eating.
Okay,
Killing.
so let's try some other step. First, this 2 white has only 2 qi left. And this black has 2 qi left. And they contact each other. They're neighbor. So that means it's really dangerous. Whoever goes first, you can take away the other person, capture it, and then you are safe. Okay, so right now for black, do you want to play this step? Extend yourself to increase your qi.
Actually,
this good?
Actually, I agree with whoever said F3 now.
First, play G1 to extend yourself. Usually makes sense, but we have another knowledge. The edge is hard to survive. If you extend yourself to the edge, usually the qi is not good. And black will play here, increase your qi and increase black qi and decrease your qi. And if you play here, black will Atari if you try to escape or capture. So extend at this location is a bad idea. How about play this ban? Is this good?
Actually, never mind.
No.
No.
Because play this won't increase your qi.
I guess
and create another string. You decrease the qi of this two, but that group is relatively safe, and you are fighting with someone that is very strong. Usually that's not good. So that's another mistake. So I heard F3. Oh, so, yes, F3 is a good decision. And if you play F3, you increase your qi and decrease the black qi to 1. That means black is Atari. And if you black escape, you Atari escape, capture. So there's no way for black to escape. That means all this white will be connected if white play here. But this will be black's territory. So that's the situation.
Yeah,
And
white has a lot less territory, so
yes,
so if it's
overall,
right,
white has less territory. But
but
in
with
the real game, let's see what happened. Oh, white play here. We don't know why, but white play here. Looks like white Atari this black and try to maybe capture this one. But you have two white in danger. So now it's black's turn. So what should black do? Do you want to play here to try to capture
yes,
this two black, or
Yeah,
play
F.
here, connect? Which one do you think is bigger?
F3.
F3,
yeah, you should
F3.
capture. Then you win more territory
Uh,
and
yes, I
invade
think
what
F3, in this situation, F3 is better. C4, not good enough, not big enough. So probably play this one. Yes, in the real game, black play here. And then looks like white made a mistake. Do you want to escape for white player? You want to escape at G1? No, you cannot escape. We know that in this situation, you have to sacrifice. There's no way to save it, and you have to accept this mistake. Probably it's a mistake. You didn't try to capture it. So where should white play? Palania, what do you think? Where do you think white should play?
um mm,
Let me give you a hint. You have an opportunity to capture. And capture, usually it's good. Can you find it?
C4.
C4, yes. And after you capture this one, do you have another opportunity to capture? Is there any Atari for black?
yes, you could
Yes,
the D5.
yes. D4 black is in danger. So white capture this one, and then D4 is in danger. So it's a capture and Atari. It's a combination. And then it's black's turn. Where do you think black should play? Sophia, where do you think black should play? Do you want to play a connection move? This D4 is in danger.
I think black should play D5.
G, B5,
D5.
D5. Okay. This one is connect. Connect is one way to deal with risk. And this one makes sense. This one makes sense. But any other option?
Oh, Eli says G4, but
How
wait,
about G4? Yeah,
you could do that, but
is this G4 good?
yeah, that's reasonable, but you could like leave that alone for a little bit while, but
Mm-hmm.
yes, you could
Yes.
capture it.
This one, this two white cannot escape. And black play here can create opportunity to get more territory in this area. So this one also makes sense. So both steps make sense. Connect or capture, both make sense. Sometimes you need to play d5, sometimes g5. Okay, but let's see what happened in the real game. This player play b5. Is that a good step, Jamie? Do you think it's a good step?
I don't think so.
Do you know why black played b5? Is there any reason to support black to play b5?
I don't know.
Oh, I know.
Okay, Tyler, we try to understand the other person. We try to understand. Maybe it's a mistake, but we still try to understand.
Yes, I think it's because they thought it would give them more territory.
Yeah.
They would own the top 2 rows. So why would
Yes.
capture? I think that's what.
Yeah, maybe black didn't realize this black is in danger. And then black want to get more territory in the upper left corner. Okay, but is this a good decision? And then
Not
where should white play? And Austin, what's your suggestion for white?
D5.
D5. Yes, this is so important. After you play this step, first we talk about the consequence of capture. So first, white are all connected now.
Yeah, it's like a beehive full of
Yes, almost like a beehive. Second, you separate black into 3 parts. That's really bad situation. And this is the middle game. So usually connect and the separation is very important. Counting points is not that important now. So in this situation, before this step, these 2 white cannot escape. And all of this is black's territory. But after this step, white is saved. Black is almost separated into 3 parts. So this is a huge mistake for black. There are huge advantage for white. Maybe this D5 create huge damage for black, get lots of points for white.
Wait,
okay.
I think I see a way for black to defend.
So where should black play if this situation happen? And
it's really hard, but the best bet would be like D5, 6, D6.
D6. Do you agree? Yes. When you are almost separate, that's a bad situation. Try to join your group together. That's a good decision. So after this step,
2
and
points.
right now you're almost connected, and maybe you are 2 parts with the cutting points here and cutting points here. So you're trying to join together for black. And this step, and is this an Atari? Atari for this white?
Yeah.
Yes. So you create opportunity to Atari white, try to capture white. So what should white do? Connect. And then where should black play? Catherine, do you want to try it? Catherine, where do you want to play for black? You try to join yourself together.
G4.
G4 is good. Yes. Now, well, 2-3 steps before this situation, black is almost separate into 3 parts. Right now, looks like black almost connected as one whole group. But how many cutting points for black?
4. Well,
Here.
right in this situation, that a lot of cutting points could actually kind of mean a good news, because if white doesn't have 4 turns, so if white tries to get one, like white could try to get the others or try to capture the invasion.
Yes, that's a good reason. I agree with Tyler. That's a very good reason. There are lots of cutting point, but we talk about cutting point. Cutting point usually means risk. Now, let's do more analysis and talk about these cutting points. Every cutting points. Okay, so first, this cutting points, this G3 cutting points. Is this G3 cutting points safe? Can white cut here?
No, it's the corner really hard to survive. But that's fine.
That's a tiger. In fact, that's a tiger mouse on the edge of the board. And if white play here, that's a tiger mouse on the edge, and then it will be take away. A tiger mouse. We talk about the tiger mouse. Tiger mouse usually in the center looks like this, but on the edge of the board, a tiger mouse looks like this. Oh, sorry. This one is a tiger mouse. It can capture. White flag here, it can capture. So here, this cutting point, it's a tiger mouse. How about this one, G5? Is this the same? Tiger mouse?
Yes, and if black plays in any of, white plays in any of those, it's going to make
yes
even stronger.
You're right. White play here. You will be captured, and black is making beehive. Okay, now let's look at other cutting points. We have a cutting point here, C6. Is this a good cutting point? Can white cut here? And if white cut here, where should black play? Eli, what do you think?
B6.
B6, yes. We have the general rule. We want to capture, we push it to the edge of the board and there's no way to escape. So if you capture it, then you will be connected. There's no way to separate you. So that's a good decision. So cut this cutting point. It's not good. How about this cutting point? E6. It will be the same, right?
Yes.
Okay. It will be the same. Okay. So now, let me ask you a question. Do you think black is safe?
Yes, absolutely. And black is just waiting to connect.
Tyler think black is
They don't have an
absolute
eye yet.
safe.
They don't have an eye yet.
Oh, Austin said there's no eye yet, but we will talk about that in the future. But right now, in fact, you have lots of territory to make eye in the future. So do you think you can make two eyes in the future with so many empty space? Only two eye. Do you think you can make that two eye?
Yes. And it's
Austin,
still the
do you
middle.
think you can make two eye with so many territory?
Well, yes and no. It depends what White
Depends.
is going for.
Okay.
Because White could start another thing that could connect.
Okay. So we have that topic in the future. But right now, I give you information. In this situation, it's safe. You have lots of territory. So you should have enough space to guarantee two eye. Anybody agree with Tyler? Tyler said black is absolute safe. Anybody agree?
Well,
Yes, I
Yes.
agree. I agree.
Eli agree. Okay. Well, Catherine looks like I agree. Okay, but I will show you something. In fact, there are lots of special situations that will happen in our Weiqi game. And if there are so many cutting points, if there's no cutting points like this, is this safe? Do you think
Well,
black is safe?
Yes.
It's
well, kind
even
of.
safe. It's safer than with cutting points. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. There's some cutting points, and we analysis these cutting points. Looks like every cutting point there's no risk in every cutting point, because no matter how white play, we can capture it, right? So looks like every cutting point is safe, but let's see what will happen. Okay, so in the real game, white play here, and then black play here. Does that make sense? Yes, both make sense. And then where do you think white will play? Jane, what's your suggestion?
E6.
E6. Okay. Well, we didn't talk about this step, but this one looks like you sacrifice C6. You sacrifice this one. And then you play this one. What's the name for this one? Anybody? You should know the name. Maybe you don't know.
Atari.
Atari, yes. Atari, this black, D6 black. And so where do you think black should play? Capture, right? Capture is very important. And then it's white's turn now. Where do you think white should play? Jamie, do you want to try it? White's turn. Usually, if you want to find opportunity, count the number of qi. Which part has less qi? Well, focus on that part. With cutting point, with less qi, that's a good opportunity to find it. Somebody says D7. Well, D7 is not working. Probably you want to try to capture D4, but D7 is a tiger mouse. And then it's gone. So D7 is not working. Beginner, you like to play that. That's a tiger mouse. Okay. And somebody said F6. Yes. Let's see what will happen. In fact, before we play F6, how many qi for this black group? 2. And how many qi for white? 2. So both of them have 2. So These two qi, you should try to focus on them. White play here. You increase your qi and decrease your black qi. And what's the name for F6?
Atari.
Atari, yes. Black is in danger. So black connect. Does that make sense, Tyler?
Yes.
Yes, connect, increase your qi, and then Atari again. And then where do you think black should play? Sophia, do you want to try? You have a group in danger. This group, this string has only one qi left. And you are in danger. So usually, what should you do?
Put it on G3.
G3, yes, connect. We talk about connect. Connect usually can help you to increase your qi. In fact, in this situation, it's good. You have one qi, it's in danger. You connect now. How many qi for them? And Palania, how many qi for this black string?
3.
3 qi, yes, I agree. So, and how about this white string? How many qi for them? Both are 3 qi and 3 qi, but it's black's turn now. So so white's turn now. White will play here, decrease qi for black. And if black play here to decrease qi, white will play decrease qi, that's Atari. And when black play here, Atari, white will capture. Tyler, this is what will happen.
Wait, could we like prevent it if we did
Where do you think there's a good choice? Okay, so let's continue. Play here makes sense. And then white play here, Atari. So you have to save it. And then white play here, it's another Atari. You have to save it. And then another Atari, you save it. And then decrease your qi. There's no way to save it.
Oh, wait, at the beginning, couldn't you just have played like F6?
F6, this one for black?
Yeah, that would have prevented the whole thing.
Oh, very good decision. Yes, in fact, probably this one, connect here. It's better than Atari here. If you Atari here, most likely you will lost all this part.
Which
And
was
you survive in this part. You survive in this part. But if you know that will happen, and when white play here, in fact, the best decision for black is play here. Connect and lower your risk and try to survive in this part. And for white, probably the best move is play here to try to capture this two, get territory.
Oh, and you
Then
should sacrifice
the best,
too.
yes. And then for the best move for black, play here. Protect your territory here and here. Now you only have 2 cutting points. Before that, you have 4 cutting points. Right now, you only have 2 cutting points. So the risk become smaller. It's smaller than 4 cutting points, right? Do you agree? Usually 4 cutting points has higher risk than
And now white doesn't even have a chance of what wants to go.
Yes, you're right. Right now, in fact, I am the white player. If I play this situation, I don't think there's any risk or opportunity for white. So, but when white play here, when I play this step, I know what will happen in this area. Because I'm a strong player, I can think many steps later. Strong player thinks deeper. And you are beginner right now. You are still beginner, but don't worry. You will become strong player after you practice, after you understand this situation. And when you see the future, you know that a better decision. If you don't know the future, most likely you will play here. And the result is black only survive in this area. If you don't know the future, you only survive in this small area. But if you know the future, when white play here, you can play here, and white play here, you play here. You can survive this many territory. So that's the value of knowledge. And that's why we practice a lot. Okay, I know you are a beginner, so don't worry if you cannot know so many steps later. So don't worry, because right now you cannot see steps like 2 steps later. This is a advanced level puzzle. It's like a 5, 6, 7 steps later. So if you don't know the future, well, you just connect, lower your risk. That's good enough. Okay.
My challenge right now is looking at the future.
You are right. You are right. If you know the future, you can make better decision. Every leader, you should try to know the future. How do you know the future? Learn more game, play more game, review game. And that's how we learn. We learn from other person experience, because other person they make lots of conclusion, and knowledge help you to make decision. And for example, when we see the weather, if we see dark cloud, we know that, oh, there will be rain very soon. And we can listen to the radio and listen to the weather forecast. So we can get more information to know the future. You're right. Very good. So this game, we stop here, and we learn that group, and we learn capture consequence, and we learn risk factor and how to deal with risk. Usually connect and the tiger mouse can help you to deal with risk. Okay, and so next we will play a very quick team relay game.
Wait, can I share my way of looking at the future? Yes, so I would actually go into the other person's mind and see what they're thinking, and
yes, and
see how they make decisions.
Yes, and in fact, there's a book. It's called The Art of the War. And it mentioned that if you want to win the game, first you need to know
the
enemy.
enemy.
Know the enemy. You're right.
If you know
Austin.
the enemy and know thyself, you shall win 1,000 battles.
Yes, yes. In Chinese, is 知己知彼，百战百胜. It means know yourself, know your opponent. In 100 battles, you win 100 battles. That means 100% winning. So, but it's really hard. Know yourself, know your opponent. It's really hard. Sometimes we don't know ourselves. We are confused by ourselves. Okay, so next we will do a quick review. We are quick team relay game. Sophia, Penalila, Jamie, you will play black group. Catherine, Tyler, Austin, Eli, you play white group. So Sophia, your turn. You play black.
D4.
D4, and then Catherine, white.
D5.
D5, and Palania, black.
C4.
C4. Okay, Tyler, you play white.
Oh, E4.
E4. Ban, makes sense. If I evaluate all these steps, I think all 4 players, every step is good. Very good. Jane, it's your turn. You play black.
E3.
E3, another ban. Very good. Makes sense. No big mistake, not even small mistake. Even I play, I think, all reasonable. Austin, your turn. You play white.
Let me think.
I give you a hint. For black, it's very strong. White, you have two parts, one cutting point, and one of them has only 2 qi left.
Yeah.
The risk for white is relatively high. So to prevent bad things happen, well, you can lower your risk. How do you lower your risk? Or if you continue increase your risk, well, probably it's hard for both players. So you need to make decision.
I'm very risky, but E5.
E5. This one. Okay, E5. And Jamie, it's your turn. You play a black move. Jamie.
Can I suggest something?
Okay, suggestion for black group.
I would suggest F4.
F4. Okay, Jamie. And what's your
And
decision?
if they go F4, then we'll do F3.
Ah, okay, yes, you are thinking about the cutting point. If
Aren't you like not supposed to say that?
Don't worry, this is our practice game, not a tournament. So if in tournament we cannot comment, but for practice, everybody discuss and provide information.
Black,
and
I would play that move too.
Play. So Jamie, so what's your decision? You play black.
I guess we could just do F4.
F4? Okay, and Eli, it's your turn. You play white. What's your suggestion?
F3, F3.
F3?
Yes, I agree.
F3?
Because you just destroy, there's no way of them connecting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's
Cut.
this class.
Okay. Okay, but if you play this cut, what do you expect Black play? Sophia, what do you think?
F2. Then
F2, yes. Can this white escape? White try to separate black. It's good, but do you have a future plan? Looks like
so go
you
back to
cut.
F4.
Oh,
You go
okay, sure,
F4.
we can go back. F4.
So black plays F4, right?
Yes.
And then
can white play here? Cut working?
No, but
Looks like not working. If
well,
it's
we
if
could
it's not,
just try to capture that black, maybe.
it's not working because if you play here, black will play here, try to capture you. So that's probably it's a mistake, or you have to sacrifice it. You have to play here, sacrifice it, and then play here to try to get territory like this. Okay, so that's a reasonable uh, game. So let's go back to the first several steps. Let's do a quick review. Right now, we are practice the beginning of the game. Beginning of this game, usually we find good location and deal with close combat on small board. On bigger board, there will be other situation. So overall, I think everybody play pretty good. No big mistake. This one is good, good. And this one, I think it's Austin play, connect. This one makes sense. Another possible move is play F5 to make a tiger mouse. And because in the future, you can play another tiger mouse and get more territory in this area. So that's one possibility. Play this tiger mouse, protect your cutting point, lower your risk, and create opportunity to play another tiger mouse in the future. So this is one option. And sometimes connection is good. Sometimes tiger mouse is good. Depends on the situation. In this situation, sometimes I don't know which one is better. So I think both are acceptable. And connect acceptable. This one acceptable. Also another reasonable move for black. This one also reasonable. You play a chang and there's no cutting point and you get more territory in this area. When you play here, this part may be controlled by white. It's not black's territory, but you get some territory in this area. You have cutting points. There's some risk, but no huge risk. So for black, play this one and this one, and sometimes even this one. These three steps make sense. In the real game, play here. But play here, you try to separate black. Well, yes, it's a cut, but is this one working? What's your plan? Do you have a plan to support your decision? If there's no plan, then maybe it's not good.
Yeah, I was planning to invade black's territory somehow, but I guess it wasn't working.
It was work. If it's not working, maybe you can try simple solution. This one is very simple. Protect yourself and decrease the qi. And after this step, if black ignore it, then white can play here, right? And then that's the capture on the second line. And if black try to escape, you can guarantee capture now. So play here. You can protect your territory, decrease the qi of black. When you decrease the qi of black, you create maybe a little bit opportunity for yourself. Okay, so that's good for today's game. Jane, do you have a question?
If white plays F5, then it's a co-threat, right?
Play where? F5?
Yeah.
Co-threat.
Wait, what's
It's-
co-threat?
We will talk about that later. But it's another huge concept. We will probably we will discuss that later. But basically, you understand this is a threat. This is a threat for black. So maybe black should connect. That's good enough. Threat. Okay. Co is another huge concept in Weiqi game. And right now we have not met that situation. So I'm waiting someday if we meet that situation, we will introduce that concept. Right now, we have not met that situation, so we don't, I didn't introduce that. So don't worry. And we have enough information to play. Okay, so that's good enough for today. And so that's good enough. And so continue play on OGS. Okay, so that's our homework. And today we stop here. And your team relay game is pretty good. A lot of improve. Okay, so we stop here. And
Thank you.
okay, so let's say bye bye.
Thank you.
拜拜，再见，
再见。
再见。
再见。